Okay, so today we're going to look at teaching diction, a demonstration of ways to help writers choose the right word. We're going to start with first, in order to understand diction, what the definition is. So the definition of diction is word choice or style of speaking that a writer, speaker, or character uses. And it should also be matched with purpose and audience when speaking or writing. In order to understand diction and how to annotate diction, you want to first talk to your students about denotation and connotation and the difference between the two, so that they understand that diction is word choice for a particular purpose, for a particular tone or a feeling or a mood. Denotation is the dictionary definition of something, okay? And then connotation is how we, the emotion we get from the word. It is a positive, negative, and neutral feeling. So in order to show this to your students, the first thing that you can do is a mini activity. So I'm going to ask you, what are some names of places in which people can live? What are they?
Apartment.
Apartment.
House.
Okay, house.
Nursing home.
Okay. If we left off nursing, what would we have?
Home.
Home. Okay. What are some other names for places you can reside? Types of places you can reside.
Mansion.
Okay. Okay.
Condominium.
Okay, so a condo. Right? So let's look at these. By definition, if we looked it up in the dictionary, we might see a place in which someone can reside or someone can live. And what we're going to focus on with diction is the feeling in which the word evokes. So the next step is to explain to your students maybe grouping of these words. And you don't have to use places that one can live, but for this, let's look at it. Are there any that have like a positive feeling maybe out of this list?
Home and mansion.
Okay, home, mansion, any others? Okay, what about maybe a negative connotation? Maybe you think about it and it doesn't seem as good of a thing.
Nursing home.
Okay, so nursing home,
Maybe an apartment.
maybe an apartment, okay?
Too small or something.
All right, now, so these we're saying maybe kind of are neutral words, okay? So condo and house, they don't necessarily make us feel warm and fuzzy, and they don't necessarily make us seem sad. Connotation, okay, home, mansion, okay? Ask your students, well, where are you going today? I'm going home. Home is where the heart is. Home is where family is. Home has that positive feeling. I'm going to my house. House feels like a building. Kind of feels cold, okay? So after you've explained denotation and connotation, and that connotation is a feeling that a word evokes, right? You can go to the next step. Okay. Annotation. Okay. Annotation is a great way to help them understand diction. And I annotate for diction with my students. Here we have an excerpt from Richard Wright's Black Boy. And we have a small excerpt here from his writing, and then a small excerpt here that has taken out the strong words and replaced them. And you can see the difference. Here he says, hunger stole upon me. And when we look at the word stole, we see it as something that is taken from us, something maybe harmful, something upsetting. And we go on and he tells me that it stared at me gauntly, okay? Not that it was thin, but gaunt, okay? And then we go to, it was no grim, hostile stranger. And then begged constantly. It's always there. We look at these words and we say stole, gauntly, constantly, grim and hostile. And we get a negative feeling here, and we understand the extent to which Richard is hungry. Okay? Looking at this paragraph, we say, I became hungry, and I had not known what it meant to be hungry before. I felt a smaller version of hunger, but now it's a lot worse. It is with me all the time. And we've taken out these charged words. And without diction, there's less purpose, there's less voice. So we want to teach our students to be aware of how an author uses his words, why an author uses his words, and it is to give us a particular feeling. Here, it is an understanding of how hungry Richard is. Past annotating for diction, we can also look at mood for diction. And here we have two sentences that they're saying the same thing, however, one has a different mood than the other based on our word choice. The first one says, "When I am sick, I like to have my mommy close by. My mother tends to me when I am not feeling well." Both sentences tell me that my female parent is involved, but here, mommy has that childlike quality, that innocence. Here, my mother tends to me. Mother is much colder. Mother is not as warm. So depending on the mood that we wanted to evoke, and the feelings we wanted to get, is whether we would choose mother or mommy. Okay? Now, can you think of other words that we may be able to interchange to get different feelings? I can think of thin and skinny. Okay, any others that you could think of?
Homeless versus a person without a home.
Oh, homeless versus a person without a home. We definitely put a negative connotation to homeless. Okay, we could be sad about something, or we could be distraught about something. And so diction is so powerful because it tells us to an extent, and it helps us to understand truly the feelings, the purpose, what an author or speaker wants us to take from it, depending if it's literature-based or if it's history-based. If we have a speech, often those that are speaking want us to get involved, to be active, to feel the same way that they feel. So their words may be filled with strong language that evokes angry emotions, or emotions to get up and to do something. Science has a lot of terms or diction that is particular to its content area. And so even when reading with students through a science textbook, you can bring their attention to words that the author has used and put in there to help them understand the science-specific vocabulary. And that's the end. Thank you. Thank you.